same thing talking with Susan here. So you kind of want to plan ahead and start initiating that turn just a little bit sooner. So in your slaloms, you're carrying a lot of speed, and with that, you kind of have to get the car turning just a fraction sooner.
Okay.
And that will help you kind of get through the slalom as opposed to still kind of fighting the front end.
Yeah.
Because you're carrying a ton of speed. And with that, you've got to allow the car to change direction. And so it kind of bits you in just a couple of places. As far as the strategy for this outside skid pad section out there into the blacktop, you did want to go kind of deep and wide like you did, but you were just like
too deep, too wide.
So it's all distance, and all your distance is time. So you wanted to kind of basically like get the car punched down and turned into that, and be able to just kind of guide through it. So yeah, and then obviously, you know, the exit is blown out of the last turn, so there's really, you know, you're missing some pace there.
Yeah.
So, you know, ultimately there's probably a few tenths left by letting the car come out wide, get on the full throttle, which you can't do anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I mean, seriously, you were hauling some freaking butt through a few of those sections. I was like, oh, is the car gonna haul? I was like, oh, it's holding. Yeah, the tires are these.
PS4s.
God, really? They're carrying some serious pace through there. I'm impressed with.
That's why when I see other
how
people,
much the car was hooked up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, those are not obviously much best tires.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, a lot of it is, I mean, doing the MSR days and getting that 20-25 minute session where you can really feel what the car does when it's loaded up, right?
Yeah.
Learning, like, I do have that much grip. You think you don't, but you do.
Yeah, just trust the car.
Yeah, so that's how I mentioned this. Every time I come out, I feel like I'm faster.
Yeah, so one thing that I would say is in this first slalom section, and you didn't really do it on the previous lap. It didn't seem like you were. I know you had to stop it there, but there was this last lap. You had a lot of pace, but you ended up really abruptly on and off the throttle, and the timing was not right. So you actually had to kind of overslow in one section. You could have actually carried that speed, but because you got were abruptly on, like off and then on, and the timing when you got on, it actually got the car upset and loose. So when you're going that fast, what you really want to do is manage that weight transfer. You want to maximize it on the lateral and minimize it on the throttle, unless you need to make the car do something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what that'll do is it'll actually maximize that lateral grip through the slalom if you can kind of basically hold that pace, which is going to be like a steady throttle through there. So as much pace as you were holding, really what you wanted to do was kind of think about going in a little bit slower than you exit, if that makes sense. So you had so much pace coming in, you had to kind of peel it off right in the middle, and that means you're actually throwing weight around the car.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit more grip if you just kind of focus on just pacing through there as opposed to like trying to get every maximum little thing. Think about going in slow, fast out. Same thing for like most of your corners, right? You're planning for your exits. It's kind of a nitpicky little thing, but just something I felt, just something to pay attention to.
No, absolutely. I mean, always something to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get one good solid run in each of the sectors out there today. It just, you know, it's just one of those things. It's very difficult to get that, but mine were just like, they weren't like little tiny mistakes. They were like big ones. So, but it's hard. Sometimes you just don't put it together. For me, I was tired.
You
Just out here having fun. So.
got like third or something. Third?
I got like first in my class. I don't know. Pedro like threw in some crazy 32 or something today. So Jesus, 32.3 or something. So he went like a faster, second faster than the other fast guys. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, man, good running with you, man. You got some serious pace now.
Okay, all right. Homeboy's going for it.